So what we're going to really focus on today is developing our reset point for your video games, okay? So we have this turn 15 degrees, we have this point in direction thing, right? First thing we do is we completely screwed up Scratch, right? He's upside down, he's like all the way over here to the right. I don't know what the heck he's doing, right? He's all over the place. So we need to get Scratch reset to the very, very, very beginning of this particular game, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to have that point in direction. We're going to put that point in direction 90 degrees because that's the way he's facing normally, right? And then we're going to also have him go to an X and a Y coordinate. So if we put Scratch anywhere in space over here, that XY coordinate changes. See that? So if we want him to start here, that XY coordinate changes. We put that into our edit palette over here. As soon as we double click that, he points in the right direction and goes to that spot. Even if I have him turned like way over here, upside down, doing this thing, as soon as I hit that reset point, it goes back to the beginning, okay? So this is a way that you're going to start your start point. The question is, well, how do we do that? Usually, whenever you hit the start button, the green flag, it's going to have a reset over here, okay? So we're always going to have that little reset right at the top of our code, okay? This resets the sprites, and it does a bunch of other things that we need to, okay? So say if we have a second sprite going on, and I don't know, let's, oh, we're in the witch city. Here we go. Okay, I have a witch going on. So I have two sprites right now, right? I have Mr. Scratch the Cat, and I have a witch going on, right? So same thing with the witch. I'm going to put a start button on here, and I want the witch to always be here whenever I start this video game, so I'm going to make sure that it goes to that point, and it's going to point in a direction, okay? I'm going to say the direction is 90 degrees. So even if I put them over here, if I hit start, it's going to put both of those avatars in the right direction, in the right spots, I should say, okay? If for some reason I have done something like I've hidden one of these in between, you can hide the avatars as you go through this storyboard, right? So maybe some of them appear, some of them disappear. So if you go to looks, there's a show and then there's a hide button. So if I want to hide the witch for right now, if I double click it, the witch goes away. The witch didn't delete, it is there, but it's just hidden, okay? So every time I reset, I need to make sure that I have a show if that's what I want to do. Okay? So now I hit the green button, the witch shows as well as the Scratch cat. If not, then I show hide. So every time the green flag is clicked, that one is hidden to start. Scratch is doing its thing, right? He's walking. You know what? I'll even make him walk a little bit, okay? So I'm going to just do a look function here, and I'm going to have him switch to the next costume. We'll have him repeat that, I don't know, 10 times, and we'll have him walk 0.25, so it's basically going to switch. It's going to have him walking. All right? Yay, life's good. As we have Scratch going and pointing in one direction, I know a lot of you are asking, okay, how can I get this avatar maybe to face the other way so that they're interacting a little bit more? We need to edit the avatar a little bit. So we're going to click on the avatar we want. We need to go to costumes up here. Yes, right here. Flip left to right, and it faces the other way. So we're actually switching what the avatar looks like. And now, so we can make a second costume. We can have another witch be the second costume. And now they can do a costume switch. One's one way, one's the other. See that? All right, so we now have Scratch doing a reset and the witch doing a reset. We can also have the witch go to a very specific part of the reset by now pointing in the right direction. So even if we are pointing in the 90-degree direction for the witch, remember we are in costume number 2, or costume number 1, which faces left. If we were to switch to costume number 2, it would face the other way. Okay, so that's just something to keep in mind, what direction you actually point in. If you were to make that be 90 degrees, it would actually just flip them around. Okay, it wouldn't be a mirror image. We also might want to add some of that look function in here. So if we are going to change his color effect at some point, I don't know, to be green or blue or something like that, we might want to add in our reset, set color effect to 0, so that every single time he goes back to orange, the orange tabby cat. Cool? If for some reason we also change not just the color, but we can also do something like, if you look at this color effect, change color effect by 25, there's other options in here. We can make him fish eye by 25. We can make him whirl by 25. We can make him pixelate. I mean, we can really screw this guy up pretty hardcore. We can make a mosaic. This cat is getting... We can make him ghost effect, so he can actually disappear. So again, we also want that reset, set color effect and all these other things to 0. Okay, so we have that also in motion. We'll continue with that. We can have a go-to pointer. So if we were to double click this, Scratch could also go towards a pointer. So if we wanted to kind of put that in forever repeat, for example, maybe you want your video game to always, I don't know, maybe the cat needs to chase a mouse. Maybe your pointer really is the mouse. So if you just hit this, you can always have the cat follow the pointer. Okay, we also have the option to glide. So what glide does is it will make the cat go to a specific point over a certain amount of time. So if we start him over here, okay, and we want him to end up over here, 172, 115, we put that into here, and we say, okay, he's going to start over here. I want him to move to 172 to 115 over, we'll say, 3 seconds. Now, if I put that on top, he'll move, and then he'll walk. Cool. Maybe I'll add another when spacebar is pressed, so that'll happen both at the same time. So I reset from here, spacebar is pressed, now he walks to his position. Cool. One button is now changing 2 parameters. We can also change the X and Y coordinate by a certain number. So we also, if I was to add a new backdrop, I think this backdrop is going to explain a lot. Okay, let's put this on an X and Y grid. Here's Scratch, right? There's our 0, 0 point. There's our Y equals 180, Y equals negative 180, X equals 240, X equals negative 240. If I wanted to change the X coordinate by 10, the X makes him move by 10. We can also do that by negative 10. Yeah. Okay, I get that, Mike. But now we can also change it by Y. Y in a positive direction will make him go upwards. Y in a negative direction will go downwards. We can also set a few other automating things for motion. So if we have something that says if he touches the edge bounce right here. So if we put in a forever controller, right, and we put in move 10 steps, so he'll constantly move 10 steps forever. Once he gets to the end, he'll stop. If we put in if on edge bounce, as soon as he touches the edge, he will bounce around. Now, even better, if we put in a turn 50 degrees.
Wow. He's having a bad day.
Right? It depends where we put this turn 15 degrees. If we put that turn 15 degrees in somewhere else, then it's going to change the motion. Okay? If we really want to get crazy.
Turn 15, move 10 steps, and then the edge bounce. Going crazy.
Turn 15, move 10 steps.
Yeah.
He's like falling.
Yeah.
He's falling upwards and downwards.
Unbelievable.
It's kind of cool, though. We have Scratch doing a lot of new things, but in the end, when I hit that green flag, he will always reset to his mosaic that's supposed to be at 0, his color at 0. He's going to the specific spot. Life is good, okay? Let's move on to looks. So, again, we have that show and that hide. If for some reason we hide him every time we press the down button, I don't know why we would. If we hit up, left, and right, he wouldn't come back. So we need to put a show underneath here. So the first thing that happens is we show him, sets the mosaic to 0, sets colors to 0, points in the 90-degree direction, and he goes to a very specific spot. What we can also do is switch the backdrop to a very specific thing as well. So maybe we want to switch the backdrop to the woods every single time. Now we can see that that's our reset, okay? We're always resetting to a very specific backdrop and to the character in a very specific point. And then, oh, we can also clear all graphic effects. So I think that gets rid of our mosaic and stuff like that. Let's try that out. So let's change his color. Yep, so let's go to sounds. For sounds, we have the meow sound, right? Play meow sound until done. That could get annoying really quick. I love that. We can also play drums. Oh, we can add a stop all sound. Okay, so if we wanted to play that snare drum for 0.25 beats, we can add that. If we click on this one, we can change it to a bass drum. We can change it to side stick. We can change it open hi-hat. So something that a lot of people do for their video games, and I'm not telling you to do this, but if you want to have a dancing cat, so every time you hit the down arrow, it's a bass drum. Every time you hit the up arrow, it's a snare drum. Every time you hit the left arrow, it might be a closed hi-hat. Maybe every time you hit the right arrow, it's a cowbell. You can really get a dancing cat. Up here, this is where it can get really interesting. So where it says scripts and sounds. Meow sound, that's your effect, right? We can also add a fade in. We can make it louder, softer. We can reverse it. But we can also record a new sound. Allow. There it is. We can edit the... We can edit it a little bit. That's even better.
Meow, 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 meow.
Grrr. So if we go to the witch, Oh, I wonder if I can put that in the witch. Oh, I can. That's even better. All right. Sorry, now I'm going to play. Sound. Play sound recording number 1 whenever I play the up button. Sure. Whenever I hit the down button, I'm going to hit sound number 2. This is going to be awesome.
Meow, grr, meow, grr.
You know exactly where I'm going with this.
Meow. Meow.
Yeah.
Meow. 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 Meow.
All right, so sounds. Now we can add some really cool sounds to this. For our events, we already know when the sprite is clicked, we can also do something else. So if we wanted to, when the sprite is clicked, now we play the meow sound. Not that one.